Okay, we're on day 3 of putting together this ARF. It's quite a massive little project. Into the spaghetti mess now. Balanced out, installed the propellers. The propellers balanced absolutely perfectly. Both of them did. No problems there. The only problem I ran into is with the wing spars is some of the foam wasn't completely cut out of one of them. And I had to end up digging that out. But once that was out, wing fit in there real nice. This is the mod I did to the bomb bay to hide the wires. And I wish there was more light in this room. I apologize for the lighting, but I like that look a lot better. I'll take and touch this up with paint, tape, make a hatch cover for that, and I'll be done with that bomb bay. There was another interesting modification I did to this airplane, and we got her just about done. Right behind this turret, between there and this little indent for the antenna that goes in, you could take a razor knife, run across here, across the top here, and across the seam line up front, down the sides. And if I can get this to open, I need to put a little tab, but I was able to make a hatch, as you can see, to put my electronics in, such as my receiver and lighting system, and that way not all your wires have to go into that little hole. So it gives you a lot more room. I use 4 rare earth magnets on the bottom of the hatch. All I did was put in some blind nuts that were made out of not stainless steel but regular metal, so the magnets would attract to it. And as you see, it locks down nice and tight, and you can't even tell it was cut out of there. It was a real nice mod to do this, to open up extra area. And like you showed on the Banana Hobbies video, with this fuselage, to get this to mount nice and smooth around here, you do need to take and trim out a small piece right across here, and then you can set that on there, and it mounts up a lot better. As well as when he said to bevel those edges. The camera doesn't focus that well, but these have been beveled. Slide that back into place, and it snaps right on. As you can see, I've already scratched it up here. That's before I beveled the edges. Since then, I think once I repaint with that little bit of touch-up, it'll be in good shape. I got the screws on the nose cone, and as soon as we get some good weather out here, I plan to take her out for a test flight. And other than that, the other modification I can recommend is on these wings underneath. In the Banana Hobbies video, he shows a little piece of material he uses to make a stop for them. Wish I could flip this over and show you, but you'll see it in the video. I actually just used toothpicks. And the other mod I plan on doing is trying to get this wiring, get a nice place for it to tuck up into, so it's not just hanging down. Other than that, she's ready to fly, and the next video I'll put out for her is the actual flight video. Hello folks, I appreciate you watching the video. Sorry for the poor lighting audio in the video, but I plan on rectifying those problems. I'm going to get a better camera and some lighting, better microphone. As for the B-25, I did change out the elevator push rods to 256 rod and use stiff nylon clevises. I'll probably end up doing that with the flaps and the ailerons. Not going to worry too much about the rudder. And I also added retainers to all of them. If you use any of the clevises that come with the kit, make sure you check that the holes that the pin goes through, it's not blocked by extra plastic. If you try to force those through, they will break. So clean those holes out before using them. On the verticals, I noticed just even with sitting here and moving the plane around yet, moving the plane around. I haven't done the maiden flight yet, but the foam is starting to compress. So to sturdy them up, I am going to epoxy those on to keep them tight. Make sure you remove those heat sink covers on the ESCs for good cooling. I did a static run-up test and it was showing 73 amps. And that pushes those ESCs pretty close to their limit. So keeping them cool is going to be a good idea. The only problem I ran into the aircraft was the Bombay door servo arms weren't quite long enough. So I wasn't getting full throw. All I had to do there was make the servo arms a little bit longer by hacking a couple other servo arms off and epoxying and wiring them together. Now I've got plenty of throw. They shut and open just fine. The gear doors, those servos are still jittering. I'm thinking it's because they might be analog servos and not digital. I'm going to look into that more, see if I can figure out what's going on there. I'm also going to be adding a capacitor bank and a backup receiver battery, just for a little insurance. With lights, 12 servos, and the landing gear all at the same time, there's a good chance for a brownout, especially if the main battery power is getting low. Other than that, good luck with your build. Share any tips, mods, or problems that you might have, maybe to help some other people out. Thanks for watching, and I hope this information was helpful.